You've probably heard of Bitcoin, but do you know why it was created or who actually invented it? Last time we left off in 2008, right in the middle of the global financial crisis, when a mysterious figure called Satoshi Nakamoto published a white paper. It described a new kind of money, one that could be sent securely from one person to another, but crucially without a bank in the middle. That simple idea became Bitcoin, the world's first digital currency. But what exactly is Bitcoin? How does it work? And why do people want it? And who was Satoshi, the mysterious creator who vanished without a trace? Let's pick up the story from there. Bitcoin is a digital currency, but it's very different from the money that you and I are used to. There are no coins to hold, no notes in your wallet, and no central bank quietly devaluing your money by printing more of it. It was designed so that people can send money directly to each other, but without any institution in the middle. Instead, every transaction is verified and recorded on something called a public blockchain. So, how does the system actually work? Thousands of computers all over the world, called nodes, keep identical copies of every Bitcoin transaction, making it almost impossible to erase or tamper with. And that's what makes the Bitcoin network so secure and why no one has ever managed to hack it. Some of these computers, known as miners, compete to add new blocks to the blockchain by solving these complex mathematical problems. And when they succeed, they earn new Bitcoin as a reward. But there's a catch. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin in existence. When Bitcoin first launched, the rewards for mining were high, but they're cut in half roughly every 4 years, which means the number of new Bitcoins entering circulation is shrinking. By around the year 2140, all 21 million Bitcoins will have been mined. And no one can speed up the process. Roughly 450 new Bitcoin are mined every day, and if miners add more computers, the puzzles simply get harder to keep that supply predictable. And here is the amazing part. Already 95% of all Bitcoin has already been mined. Because those rewards keep on halving, that final fraction will take more than a century to produce. So why do people actually even want Bitcoin? Some use it to send money globally without banks or fees. Others see it as a form of digital gold, a new kind of store of value. Today, Bitcoin's total network value is around 1.3 trillion US dollars, roughly 1/10 the size of gold. So it's still early days, but if adoption continues to grow, there could be plenty of room ahead. For many investors, it's also a way to diversify, to hold something completely outside of the financial system. But it hasn't all been smooth sailing. Bitcoin's price has notoriously been volatile, something we'll talk about in the next video. To really understand Bitcoin, it helps to go back to where it all began. A lot of people think that Bitcoin was created as a reaction to the global financial crisis. Satoshi released the Bitcoin white paper in October 2008, just weeks after Lehman Brothers collapsed and the financial system was in chaos. The very first Bitcoin block, called the Genesis block, was mined by Satoshi on the 3rd of January 2009. Inside was a hidden message, a headline from the Times newspaper that day that said, "Chancellor on the brink of second bailout for banks." Many see that as Satoshi's way of saying, maybe there's a better system, one that doesn't rely on banks or governments. And that brings us to one of the biggest mysteries in modern finance. Who is Satoshi Nakamoto? The truth is, no one knows. Satoshi communicated only through online forums and emails, and then completely disappeared in 2010, leaving behind a system that now runs itself and roughly 1 million Bitcoin, which is worth roughly £50 billion today. Their identity has never been proven, and maybe that's the point. Bitcoin was designed to be decentralized. It doesn't need a founder, a CEO, or anyone in charge. Whoever Satoshi was, their idea transformed how we think about money and technology, and this is only the beginning. So far, we've talked about Bitcoin, what it is and why it matters. In the next video, we'll move from theory to practice, how to invest in it, where to buy it, and how to keep it safe. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and drop your comments in the box below. I'd love to hear what you think. Many thanks.